Hi guys, this is Rosa Kelly. So today I'm here with another bonus tutorial. We are going to be making this fun folio mini album. This folio has two interactive features inside. So let's go ahead and take a look. So hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I want to thank you so much for being a member, and today I'm here with a new bonus tutorial. So I created for you this adorable little folio, and I wanted this to have a little bit of a Valentine's vibe but also be family oriented as well. And I do have a couple of fun interactive features inside, so let's take a look. So this book measures 8 inches by 6 3/4, so it's almost a full size of a mini album, but it only has a 1-inch spine. And then here on the front I have this little Familia wooden piece, and then I have some of these Prima swirls, and then these are some wild orchid craft flowers that I had on my stash. And then let me show you the collection that I'm using. So I recently found these Park Lane family heirlooms, and I got these at Joann's on the $5 section, and I think the paper is just so beautiful. It's so thick. I really like the texture. It has different elements here. You can see this has some glossy to it. Look at this page here. It's just really pretty. And so I fell in love with these flowers. It just makes it look really romantic, but it's also a family oriented. It's really cute. And then it also has some sewing themes in there as well. And then look, you can even fill in like birthday cards for your grandfather, great grandfather, you know. So I thought it was really cool. But anyway, so I just used some of the reds and the pinks, and then this really pretty page in there as well to make it look a little bit more with the Valentine theme. And as you can see, I have a lot left over. So now let's take a look inside. So when you open this up, we have two sections on this book. Now here and here I don't have any magnets, as you can see, and they stay closed pretty good. But on the outside I'm using two sets of 10 by 2 magnets, which are these ones here that I get at Amazon. And I do have the link to my Amazon favorites store, so you can find these magnets in there pretty easily. I'm going to link it below. So yeah, so that is what I use, just 2 magnets here, 2 sets. So when you open this up, you can see here a little bit of the family tree. So I plan on adding little pictures in there. It says our family tree here, and I just want this to be more of like a family book, but I really love the romantic part of it as well. So when we open this up, we have one of these pop-up cards in there, and I made this larger so you can fit 4 by 5 cards in here. And then this just closes up like that. Again, no magnets on this page. And then here on the center we open these 2 sections, and then you have a lot of room for pictures in there. And this beautiful paper that I just really love, and I love, as you can see, it has some glitter, not glitter, but like glossiness to it. I love the texture. And then when we open this up, I have like a 3D picture placement, and I really love how that looks. You can put a picture here, there, and on the back, and then maybe even one back there if you like. So I really like how this turned out. And then if you look at it from the side, you will see all of the dimension that has. So it was quite fun and easy to make. So now let's go ahead and make it together. Okay, so to make this folio, I am going to use 2 pieces of chipboard cut at 6 3/4 by 8 inches. Then I have 1 piece of 4 inches by 8 inches, and 2 pieces of 1 inch by 8 inches as well. And then I'm going to use some lightweight cardstock, and I am going to use 3 sheets, and we are just going to join them together. So I'm going to add some glue right here, and then we are going to join these 2 pieces, and then I'm going to go ahead and join this other one here as well. Okay, and then I'm going to start with the 4-inch piece, and I am just going to glue this piece here on this side, and I kind of want about an inch from the edge of space. So okay, so then I'm going to add the 1 inch piece, and when you add this one, you want to make sure that you're leaving a little bit of space in between these two. As you can see here, the spacing is about 1/8 of an inch. Okay, so I'm just going to glue these down right here like this. Now it really helps to put a ruler just to make sure these pieces are aligned with each other and they're level, so you're not placing them up and down. Then we are going to do the large piece next, so we're going to glue this one again, leaving 1/8 of an inch spacing. So we're just going to add some glue, and we are going to place this piece here. Okay, and then we're going to continue with the other 1 inch piece, and I'm just going to glue this down. Okay, we're gonna put that one right here like this. Okay, leave some space in between these two pieces, and then we are going to add the last piece, which is the large one here. Okay, so there you go. We are going to add this piece, and I start on the right side with a smaller piece. That way I make sure that neither one of my connections line up with the bending lines, because if you are to start with this side and the large piece, you're going to find out that this connection is really close to the the joint part of the cardstock, and I'm always very careful with that because you don't want this piece opening when you bend it. Okay, so now I'm just going to cut the extra out, and like that, and then you want to cut the corners here, so you want to just leave a little bit of space in between your chipboard and your cardstock. So that spacing is about 1/8 of an inch, and as I have shown you before, I use this little right angle ruler, which really helps me know what that distance is. It's really practical as well. I can just work around it and do this. Okay, so it's a lot easier when you place it down and use your X-Acto knife. And so anyway, so I'm just going to cut all of those corners. So now I'm going to bend the sides of my cardstock here. I'm going to start gently massaging the cardstock before I press down all together. And once this is folded, I'm just going to go ahead and press a little bit more firmly here, and then I'm going to add my tape on the edge, and then we are going to, let me get my tools in here. So then we're going to, here we go, we're going to press down right here on your tape, and then you're going to remove the tape and press down here like this. Okay, so then we are going to do the same on the other side. We're just gonna go like that, slowly bend your cardstock. Okay, and then we're gonna press down, and then I'm going to add my tape all along this long side, and then we're just going to take off the tape and fold this over and press down. Okay, so make sure there's no air in there, and there you go. Then you also want to mark here on the bending lines. Okay, so here and here. There you go. So then we're going to fold the sides here as well. So I'm just gonna tuck in these little corners just like that. And then we're going to fold this over. Okay, and then we are going to add the tape right here. And peel off your tape and then just fold it over. Okay, oops, little extra in there, so I'm gonna take that out. And then I'm just going to fold these down. And there you go. So then we have that side, and we are going to do the same for this other side here. So here we go, we have all of the sides wrapped around, and now I'm just going to fold these over one side and then fold these over here. So now I'm going to use 2 pieces of 7 3/4 by 3 inches, and these are just going to reinforce my spines. So I'm going to add some glue. Okay, and then you also want to add glue here on the sides of the little gap. Okay, right there. And then we're just going to press this down. And then we're going to do the same for this other side as well. Okay, so some glue here, here, and right there. And then I'm just going to add this piece, and there you go. Then I'm going to use my ruler and my score tool, and we are just going to find the 2 little gaps from the top and bottom, and then we're going to line them up and just score your cardstock here. You want to do this really slow so you don't break your cardstock. Then I'm going to do the same on the next bending line right there, and then we're going to do this other side as well. Okay, so we're just gonna line those 2 and score, and line those 2 and score. Okay, and then we are just going to fold these 1, 2, and then here as well 1 and 2. Okay, so there we go. And then the other thing that you want to do before you add your paper is add some magnets. So I am going to be using my 10 by 2 magnets. I'm just gonna add those 2 here, and I'm going to secure them with some tape. Oops. Okay, so I'm just gonna add that right there, this one here, and then the next 2, and then I'm going to add the other tape. I'm actually going to add some glue here first, and I'm just going to close these. Make sure that your gussets are perpendicular to the table. Okay, just like that. And then I'm going to press down and see where the glue marks are, and then I'm just going to add this little piece here, the magnet right there, on the location where you see your glue. Okay, so because these magnets are too strong, they wouldn't stick with just the tape. Okay, so now that I have those, I'm just going to press on the tape, and same thing here, and then I'm just going to close this, and there you go. So now we're going to go ahead and work on the inside. Okay, so now for the inside, I'm going to start on the center panel. So I am going to use 2 pieces of 6 3/4 by 7 3/4, and I am going to score at 1/2 inch and 3/4 inches along the 6 3/4 inch side, and I'm going to do the same for both pieces, 1/2 inch and 3/4 inches, and then we're going to fold along the score lines, and we are going to add these two pieces on the center of our book. So I'm just going to fold this here first, and then this one, just like that, and then we're going to open this up, and I am going to add one here on the left, and then the other one will go on the right. So I'm just going to add some glue on this 1/2 inch section here. Okay, and then I'm going to line this up on the left, just like that. I'm just going to press down. Okay, and then I'm going to open this up, and we are going to do this other piece here. So again, I'm going to add some glue and line this up right in there. Okay, so you want to make sure you stay away from the bending line, and there you go. So now we have these two panels, and then I'm going to cut a new section here. This is going to be 7 3/4 again. Okay, and then I am going to cut this right there. So I will tell you what this measures. This is going to be 6 1/4, and I just want to put this one here on the back and on the center to secure these two other hinges in there. So we're just gonna add some glue. So this piece is 7 3/4 by 6 1/4, and let's just add that right here on the center. So then I'm going to cut a piece of 6 1/4 by 8 inches, and we are going to score this at 1/2 inch along the 8 inches. So I'm just going to score here 1/2 inch, and then we are going to glue this piece on the top of the middle section. So I'm just going to bring this over, and then we're going to line this up here on the center. So I'm just going to add some glue, and here we go, right there. Okay, so then we have this piece that opens up like that, and then in here we're going to be adding some 3D elements. So first I'm going to cut a piece of 6 by 6. Okay, and then I'm going to use a piece of 6 by 4. So I'm going to cut a new one here, 6 by 4. Okay, and then the 6 by 4 piece I am going to score at 1, 2, and 3 inches. So right here along the 4-inch side, we're going to score at 1, 2, and 3. So then I'm going to fold along the score lines. Okay, so we have 3 sections here, and I am now going to bring this back, and we're going to open this up, and I'm going to glue one side right below the bending line here. So only on the 1 inch I'm going to add my glue, just like that, and we are going to center this and just press that right next to the line without being on top of the line. Okay, and then we're going to add glue on this side, and we are basically going to close this. Okay, so glue on this 1 inch on the edge. Okay, just like that. And then you're just gonna fold that and close this piece. Okay, so I'm gonna wait for this a second, and then you're gonna open this up and you're gonna see this little platform in there. Okay, and then we are going to add our 6x6 piece right on this front panel here. So I am going to add my glue on the front section, just like that, and then I'm going to add my 6x6 piece, and then we're going to close all of this down, and I'm just going to press down like that. Okay, so now I'm going to put these on the side, so when you open it, this is how that is going to look. You have that little platform on the center, and then I'm going to add a second level to that. So I am going to cut a piece now of 5 inches, okay, by, I'm just going to do 2 inches for this one. So then I'm going to score along the 5-inch side at 1.5, 2.5, and at 4. Okay, so then we are going to fold along the score lines again. Okay, 1, 2, and 3. And then I am going to add this piece here. So I am going to add this on the left side of this 6x6 panel. So I am going to add glue to one of the edges. Okay, and then actually I'm going to add glue on the 1.5 section because the other one will be 1. So you want to do the larger section, and then you're gonna press down here right against that folding line. Okay, actually a little bit below, just right there. Okay, and then we're gonna fold this like that in half, and we're gonna add glue on the 1-inch side now. Okay, and then we're going to close this, and we're just creating a second level. So I'm going to cut a piece of 2 inches by 6 inches. Okay, and then for this one we are going to score at 2 inches, 3 inches, and at 5 inches. Okay, and then again we're going to fold along the score lines, 1, 2, and 3. Okay, and then we are going to glue this piece. So we're going to open that up. You have that platform, and then we're going to add glue on the 2-inch edge. Okay, so we have the 1 inch here and the 2 inch there, and then we're going to add our glue. Okay, and then I'm going to line this up on the other edge here on the other side. Okay, and then I am going to fold this in half and add glue only on the 1-inch section on the edge. Okay, so just like that, and then you're going to close that up, and we're going to wait for that to dry. So I'm going to cut one piece of 3.5 by 4.5. Okay, and then I'm going to cut another piece, smaller piece. So this one is going to be 3.5 by, I think I'm just gonna do by 4. Okay, so just a little bit smaller. And I'm doing in different sizes because number one is more fun and then also because you don't want to cover the pictures on the back. You want to make sure that you can still see the pictures behind them. So this piece here, the 4 1/4 by 3 1/4, I'm sorry, 4 1/2 by 3 1/2, I am going to glue on the second level, kind of standing up like this. And then this third piece, the smaller one, I'm going to glue it here. This will be more like a landscape and this one will be more of a portrait, so you can still see the picture behind it. Now if you want, you can crop this one a little bit more. Maybe I think I'll do that. So I am going to just crop these to like a 3 by 3 or 3 by 3 1/2. That should be fine. And you know, you can just have different sizes in there. So I am going to add glue on the front panels. So there, we're going to put this piece here, line it up to the edge. Okay, and then I'm going to add glue here. And then we are going to add this piece right there. So now from the front you will be able to see your pictures, and then you can even have one on the back right there, or maybe you can put smaller ones here on the front so you can see it, and then of course you can add another one right there as well. So now I'm going to close all of these and I'm just going to make sure that they all fold really nice. And then when you open this up, you have your picture reveal, and I really like how this looks. You can even display this book open and it will look really nice. So now let's go ahead and close this section and we can work on this side. So I'm going to cut a piece of 6 3/4 by 7 3/4, and we are going to score this piece at 1/2 inch and at 3/4 inches along the 6 3/4 inch side. Okay, so I'm just going to do 1/2 inch and 3/4 inches, and then I am going to fold along the score lines 1 and 2, and we are going to add this to the left side of this page. So now I'm just going to add my glue. Okay, and then we are going to just line that up with the edge, and there you go. So now I'm just going to cut a section of 7 3/4 by 6 1/2. So I'm going to do 6 1/2 by 7 3/4, and we are just going to glue this piece right here. Okay, so you want to make sure that you are not gluing on top of your bending lines on either side, so we should be good. I'm just going to add my glue. Okay, and here we go, just line that up right here, and then I'm going to press down and there you go. Now on this side, I just wanted to do one of those fun twist and pop cards because those are always fun to have. But since I have some scrap pieces of paper, I'm just going to go ahead and cover up the inside in there. So this piece is just going to be 7 3/4 by 3 3/4. Okay, so I'm just going to glue this piece here I'm going to just peel off my tape, and then we're going to glue this down. Okay, and there you go. Okay, so we're gonna add that right there. Glue on the sides. I don't press right where my magnets are because I know that's gonna wrinkle my cardstock, so I just try to go around it. And there you go. Okay. And so I am going to use a piece of lightweight cardstock for this. So this is going to be 8 by 10. So I'm just going to cut these at 8. And then we are going to score along the 8-inch side. We are going to score at 2, 4, and 6. And along the 10-inch side, we are going to score at 2.5, 5, and 7.5. And then we are going to take out the sections on the corner. So we're just going to take this one out, and then this one right here. Okay, so there we go. Then we have this one, and there you go. And then we are going to do some folding. So basically what you want to do is line up your score line here on the top to the score line here on the left. And you probably already have done this with me before, but I always like to explain it in detail just in case this is your first time giving this a try. And it's really quite simple, because then you will see that this score line will basically continue to the score line on the bottom, and that's how you know that you have the right center here. So you're gonna press down your center and then just press fold over like that. Then we're going to open this up and basically do the same now from the top again to the right. Okay, and again, as long as you have these two lines looking like one continuous line, you have the right center. And there you go. Okay, so now we have an X on the center, as you can see. And then what we're gonna do is just fold these two sides in, and this is why we do lightweight cardstock for this step, because the heavy weight is just too stiff and sometimes you can't really bend it properly. So we're just gonna pinch this back and bring this towards you like that. So we're gonna pinch this back and kind of close this towards you, and then we're just going to press down. Okay, so we're gonna press down on all sides. Press down like that, and then we're gonna turn this around and press down some more, and there you go. So now you're gonna have this little house shape with two little legs. So now I'm going to cut a piece, and this is again heavyweight. So I am going to cut one piece of 5 by 8.5 and one piece of 5 by 8. Okay, so 5 by 8.5 and 5 by 8. And the piece that is 5 by 8, I am just going to score at 4 inches along the 8-inch side. And the piece that is 8.5, I am going to score at 4 and at 8. And then we are going to fold along the score lines. Same thing with this piece. And then we're going to use this 1/2 inch section to join these two pieces. So you want to glue this 1/2 inch to one of the edges from the other side. Okay, so I'm going to add some glue right there, and then just line this up here, and then we're going to press down, and there you go. So now we're going to bring this little house shape, and we are going to add these accordion folds inside. Now you want to make sure that the center of the accordion folds is pointing out of the house. Okay, so the center is pointing towards you basically. And so now I'm just going to put this in like this. I am going in a little bit, slightly, and now I'm going to glue behind one of these leg sections. Okay, just like that. And then I'm going to turn this to the other side and glue behind this leg section, and then press down. Okay, so now we are going to add this piece here, but we're going to trim a little bit here on the point, because you want to make sure that this will fit within your space. So we're gonna have to cut these out, which is okay. You don't really need that whole section. So I am going to basically leave a little bit of space in here and then see where that ends. And I'm just going to mark right there. And then I am going to trim out this corner. Okay, just like that. Okay, and then I am going to press this against that score line. We have a 1/4 inch in there. Okay, and then we're going to glue on one side right here. So I'm only really gluing on, let's imagine this is the tip of the house here. We're only gluing where that score line is. Okay, you're gonna see your score line in there. This part I'm gonna leave for free flow, and that's just gonna let us open this a little bit better. Okay, so I'm just gonna press down, and I'm going to open all of these and add glue on the other side of this little house, just right here. And then I'm going to close all of these up and press down. So then you have your pop-up page on this side, and then we have our 3D picture space on this other side, and then you can just decorate your book and you are done. I hope that you guys enjoy this tutorial. Thank you so much for being part of my channel, and I really do appreciate your support. And let me know in the description box what other fun extra tutorials you would like to see, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.